All right, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. This is Captain Jack. A little bit of issues tonight, and I apologize. It looks like that I do not have a feed on Facebook that I can listen to your questions. I apologize. So if you have questions on Facebook, I'm very sorry, but you're going to have to go to YouTube. You're gonna have to go to YouTube. I'm sorry. It's I think it's rolling on Facebook. I don't know because I can't get Facebook to update. It won't update. So I have no clue what's going on Facebook. So if you have a question for me, I can't see my YouTube, or sorry, I can't see my Facebook feed. So, I'm not just using this as an excuse. I'm not. I'm not using this as an excuse. If you're on Facebook, that's great, but I can't see any of your questions because I can't get it to fucking come up. And when I get upset like that, I apologize. So if you need to do anything tonight, you're going to have to come in on YouTube. Come in on YouTube. That's just the way it is. I'm see we got a few people. Matt Marinovich, happy St. Patty's Day to you. Mike Merkert, thanks for being the game. Thank you for being here. Don Webb. Who else we got? Junkies is here. Thank you. Don Webb. I'm having camera issues tonight. This is the camera from my computer. I actually had to move the picture down on my computer because the camera that I normally have would not install, would not be. So I'm doing all of this. I want to make sure that there's a picture. But if you're on Facebook, I cannot see any of your quotes. I cannot see any of your quotes. In fact, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to put it up. Whoop, stand by a second. Come over to YouTube. Facebook issues here. And again, I'm not doing this as a thing just to get you to come over there. I was broadcasting on both. But for some reason, it will not. And hopefully it'll update from here. Okay, at least it went there. Okay, at least I got that done. But it won't show me what's going on. So again, I apologize. All right. Now, first things first. And I won't put the number up. I didn't even get a chance to, because I was trying to work the issues. I didn't get a chance to get all of the information on all of our free agent pickups. But I know enough about them. First off, let me go first off. First off, I'm very happy that Tom Brady is not a Raider. Tom Brady signed with the Buccaneers. I believe it was for $30 million a year. I don't know anything about the contract other than at least it was $30 million a year. That's all I know. I do know that he's not a Raider. Okay. Oh, okay. So they picked up. They picked up some people since I've been here. Okay, I know about 5. Heath, the safety, I believe is the gentleman's name, played for the Cowboys. Malik Collins played for the Cowboys, and as we all know, Witten, the soon-to-be Hall of Famer, as soon as he retires, is playing for us on a 1-year deal. We picked up Marcus Mariota, our quarterback. Whether he is the backup quarterback or the starting quarterback remains to be seen. But there's going to be competition in training camp. Hey, who said that? Mike Smar, okay? Here's the thoughts, buddy. people watch this show. People watch this show that are not all Raider fans. I do have some people that are local that are Buccaneers fans, and they're quite happy about it. They probably won't call, but I had to say this. The fact that Brady is a Buck is important because that was one of the big dominoes to fall, because now everything is all screwed up in the respect that who knows where everybody's going to go. Okay? Bridgewater went to the Panthers. Okay? Which means what's going to happen to Cam Newton? With Brady coming to the Bucks, that means what's going to happen to Jameis Winston? Okay? I said at least 6 months ago, I would say at least 5 months ago, minimum, that Mariota was going to be a target for the Raiders during free agency. Okay, I'm not doing this as far as patting myself on the back, but I did call it. There are people that said that other people called it. That's possibly so, but I actually there's indications here. There are shows that actually say that. Okay? That he was going to be a target for the Raiders. And it's going to be a very good thing because he is a mobile quarterback that is an intelligent quarterback that Mayock loved when he was coming out. Gruden likes him as well. And him and Derek Carr, providing that Derek Carr is still here come draft day, they will fight it out. Because I still firmly believe that the Raiders are going to go after a quarterback in the draft. I'm off subject. Other people that were picked up, okay? Other people were picked up. Carl Nassib. People are telling me he's a linebacker. He's not a linebacker, folks. He's a defensive end. He's a defensive end. Because one of my friends on Facebook said we signed 3 linebackers, and I knew exactly what he was talking about. Carl Nassib is a defensive end. He played here in Tampa, and he was a fantastic pickup for the Raiders because the Bucs didn't have all the money for him, and their loss is our gain. Their loss is our gain. Kwiatkowski, who we signed yesterday, is going to be a thumper. We've needed a thumper, and we did pick up the best linebacker in free agency with Corey Littleton. And thank God for Rod Marinelli and his son-in-law, Joe Barry, about Littleton. And the contract, I believe, is only worth about, I think it's worth $17 million a year. Maybe. It's not that big. I mean, Byron Jones, who I told you would not go to the Raiders because he got a massive deal. The Dolphins overpaid for him. He's a good cornerback, but, I think they kind of went overboard on that. So we had, like I said, you had Littleton, Witten, Collins, Nassib, the safety. If we signed a corner, I didn't see it. So you guys will have to put that. Again, if you are watching on Facebook, is anybody on Facebook to see if I'm actually going out on Facebook? If you are, I can't see any of your comments. I apologize. Facebook is not coming up. And I didn't have enough time to put my second computer on because I was trying to get the picture issue and the video issue and other issues done. What are we going to do with defensive ends? We're going to keep them to see who wins. Okay, thanks, Mike. I am on Facebook. Good. If you're on Facebook, I can't see your comments. You need to come over to YouTube. It's not a threat. If you're writing something, I can't see it. And I tried to keep them both up. By the way, we're going to have a two-parter. Okay, Sun Chips, there we go. He was inaccurate this year, but also he had some issues. He's been injured. He's had to go through several offensive coordinators, kind of like that other person we know. Okay. that plays currently for the Raiders. He went through several offensive coordinators. Mariota is exactly what Gruden wants. Mobile, intelligent. He's I want to say he's the more uh, local, or not local, more recent version of Rich Gannon. But he's a Heisman Trophy winner. I firmly believe that Marcus Mariota and Derek Carr, providing he's still here through the end of camp, is going to make this team better, because the best quarterback is going to win. Excuse me. Again, I thank you for joining me on Facebook, YouTube, all of the other channels. The only people that I can see comment-wise is YouTube. Facebook will not load for me. I apologize. It will not load for me. If you have questions, you're going to have to go over to YouTube. My apologies. It's still not loading. I'm still trying. And something else. Something else. It's when I did my video, somebody was laughing at it. Somebody's laughing at it. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. Because I'm excited. I'm excited. I think I might have to unfriend this person. As I was asking before, am I the only Tom Brady to the bush? I don't understand that, Mike. I'm not too what do you call it? Involved with myself. Hey, I know. This person is the right hand man of the that other person that both you and I were talking about the other night, Raider Homer. Anyway, this is going to be a two-part show because I want to make sure that Junkies gets a show. So we're going to start here. Remember, when I get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to give away the Marcus Allen helmet. It's right here. 1,000 subscribers for the Marcus Allen helmet right here. At 700, and we're really close. When 700 comes, we're going to be giving away the Fred Biletnikoff signed pick here. Okay? That's a 700. And if you are a subscriber to YouTube, here's the thing you need to know. I will put a list out when I have time. But I looked over at the subscribers list, and I can only see to like 176. Which means that about 400 people are not going to be eligible. Gee, Mike, we will, but we got to get our team together first. Again, this is a two-parter. If you are watching on Facebook, I cannot read your comments. I apologize. Jordan Love would be a possibility, but to be honest, I don't think we need to get a quarterback. I don't need to get a quarterback in the first round. I don't think we need to get a quarterback in the first round. I don't. I think that we will trade back one of our picks, probably pick 19, trade that pick back, hopefully staying in the first round and picking up a second round pick. Or other things. Will Derek Carr be here? I don't know. There's talk about us trading him for at least a couple second round picks. You like the commish, Mike Arline? Okay. Mike Arline. No, I tell you, if get with me. You'll have to call me. Oh, so we're having a debate whether it's my show or the commission's show. Yeah, that's all in the eyes of the beholder. Jesse Marquez, MMA, anybody continuing without fans. Let me talk about that. Until people know what's going on with with the with the outbreak. It's imperative, in my estimation, it's imperative that sports goes on as it can, even without the fans. Even without the fans. So if there's a possibility of doing sports, it at least gives people something. Thanks, Homer. I appreciate that. And it's true too. Somebody's not a closet. Anyway, I'd rather see sports without fans than having outbreaks and at least toning it down. I agree. Mr. Wombat, Kinlaw might be there. There's a possibility that Simmons will be there. There's a good chance that one of the best wide receivers, either Judy or CeeDee Lamb, will be there. Henry Ruggs might be there. Personally, I want to get some defense. But with the amount of people that we picked up today defensively, other than Witten, the tight end, I think all of the picks were defensive in free agency. You know, maybe we can treat ourselves. Maybe we can treat ourselves. Yeah, if Simmons is there, I'd be flabbergasted too, but stranger things have happened. If Simmons is there, great. But that's just me. Again, this is going to be a two-parter. If you're watching on Facebook, I apologize. I can't see the questions on Facebook. And I don't monitor Twitch or Twitter. You know, if they get a wide receiver, we'll see. And again, the fact that we got Littleton, the fact that we got Kwiatkowski and Nassib as a defensive end, he's not an effing linebacker, so anybody that thinks he's a linebacker hasn't been paying attention. Well, you know what, Mike? We'll see. I like Simmons. I like Queen. I like Murray. I like maybe one of these guys is going to bust. But we got to at least try to get one. I'd rather get Kinlaw, but with the addition of Malik Collins today, maybe we don't need Kinlaw. I'd like to get Kinlaw, but if Kinlaw isn't available, I like the addition of Malik Collins. I love the addition of Nassib. But I want to get a linebacker that's young and fast and goes side to side. Littleton is a tackling machine. Kwiatkowski is really good. With Nassib, do you think Mayala or Key is out the door? One of them is. Yeah, I agree. If Mayala doesn't sign, if Morrow, because I'm not sure, I think Morrow was on a 1-year contract. Key has to become something that is indicative. Deion Jordan is a free agent. So one of these guys, or two or three, they're not going to be here. And by the way, with the signing of the safety, will Joseph be back? I hope so, but not necessarily. The reason why the guys that are coming in from Dallas are key, at least two of the three, is the fact that they know Marinelli's system. And I think that Marinelli is gonna really groom the system. Stumbling up, you think the new tie is just competition for the other? No, actually, I think that Witten is there. Witten is like the addition of last year when we had Perfect, a coach that can coach up the guys for what's best. Now, granted, Witten has not been in a Gruden offense, but Witten is a Hall of Fame tight end. He knows how to post up like in basketball, block people out, go to an area in the zone, find a soft area in the zone, and get the catches. He might not make it out of camp. But I tell you what, with Waller and Moreau and Witten and Carrier, we're going to have a great tight end core. Somebody's not going to survive. I'd like to re-sign Deion Jordan as well. I do. I'd rather re-sign Jordan because he's younger and has more upside. And if he has his life together, I think we'll be good to go. Okay. Thanks, Stumbling Upwards. Hey, appreciate it, brother. Now I'm going to turn the phones on in a minute. So 1 second. Allow me apologies. Remember, if you're watching on Facebook, I can't see your comments. I can't see your comment. But we're going to be doing this show. We'll do some calls. Make sure I actually have a phone to call. Hang on a second. Turn that one on. Okay. Okay. It should be working now. Hopefully so. Hopefully we won't have any issues. We'll see. Line is open, 813-690-834. Pete. Oh, there we go. Jared, how you doing, brother? What's going on in Pittsburgh?
Oh, how you doing, Captain Jack? What's new down there in Florida?
Some computer problems where I can't even get Facebook to come up on the computer. Sorry, somebody was here. Unknown caller, you're going to have to wait. Unknown caller, you're going to have to wait. Stand by a second, Jared. Make sure that people know that you're on. Remember, folks, I have a rule. Every caller gets at least 5 minutes. The more callers we have, that's going to go down. It might go down to 3. We need more people to call. But when a caller is on, they get a chance to talk through. Go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, it's been a crazy St. Patrick's Day with free agency. I mean, Brady going to Tampa Bay, Mariota going to Vegas last night, Howard Jason Witten going to the Raiders. I mean, you got all these people going everywhere. Cam Newton, who knows where he's going to end up? Who knows where Derek Carr is going to end up? I mean, the dominoes started falling apart, however.
Wait a second. Right now, Carr is a Raider, okay?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Carr's being a Raider.
Right, but the way you're acting, so you don't know where he's going to end up. You know, as far as I'm saying right now, it's going to be Carr versus Mariota. And Carr's going to have, for the first time in his career, he's going to have somebody that's going to actually push him.
Yep. And the question is, how much did I talked to Eddie about this earlier, Eddie Winslow, and I haven't heard anything. Have you heard the final figures about Mariota's deal with Vegas? Because they didn't say anything about it yet.
No, I have not seen the financials on that. Spot Track is your best source for that. And what I should say is that when they do come out, because they'll be posted, Spot Track is the best way. And remember, we can have all these guys on the roster, but remember, only the top 53 salaries are counted.
Right. Where do you think Cam's going to end up, or where do you think possibly maybe someone like, we know Bridgewater's going to Carolina, but where do you think Cam's going to end up possibly now, and Winston's going to end up? I've been hearing Winston with New England, and Cam could be heading out west to Los Angeles for the Chargers now.
Yeah, Winston, don't. In my estimation, I wouldn't tag Winston to New England because he makes too many mental errors.
Yeah.
I mean, Belichick would kill him. And I'm not even saying that facetiously. I really think that if Belichick and McDaniel were there on the sideline and that they had a crowbar handy and the kid kept fumbling the ball or throwing interceptions, they would literally kill him. Okay?
Yeah.
So somebody's going to take a chance on Winston. I think that maybe even though that they're pegging maybe Newton to Chicago, maybe he goes up there. Also, okay, maybe he goes to Washington with Haskins, because they're saying that there was very lukewarm interest in Cam Newton in Washington, and his old coach is there, and if his old coach doesn't want anything to do with him, that's very telltale. So maybe Newton goes somewhere else. Maybe he goes to Chicago. I think Winston might go to Washington, possibly. I think maybe Winston might also, depending upon if Frank Reich wants to deal with him, maybe he'll go to Indy, even though they signed Phillip Rivers, because Phillip Rivers is on a 1-year deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe he goes to San Diego, because San Diego needs a quarterback, because Tyrod Taylor is their only quarterback right now. I think that Winston and Taylor I'm sorry, not San Diego, Los Angeles, old habit. I think that maybe Winston going out for the Chargers might be something, because he's got a strong arm. I'm not saying any of this is going to happen, but somebody's going to want to have Winston in as a backup to see if they can actually clean him up and deal with him and stop all the bullshit that he has as far as turning the ball over.
Yeah. Well, we just got someone from the Chargers tonight. We got the younger brother, T.J. Watt, Derek Watt, fullback, 3 years at $10 million. And we just lost Hargrave to the Eagles yesterday, 3 years at $39 million, and they franchised Dupree. So there's a little bit of movement, however, in the Steelers club, however. But like I said, when I heard the thing about Brady today and Rivers, I just shook my head and I said, are you kidding me? You guys could have just retired and been happy. But no, you wanted to play one more year in the sun. You figured, we have one more chance here. No, I think Brady should just retire while he had the chance. I mean, after that whole mess debacle, and after what he said this morning, come on.
Well, I really think, and they were talking about it, the Buccaneers have a lot to offer Brady in the fact that it's the wear, okay? I mean, it's warm weather. They have fantastic options at both wide receivers, tight end. They need a running back, but they can do that. Their offensive line is really not that bad. It's not great, but it's on a par with what the Patriots have had. Remember that they're going to have to improve that offensive line and their running game, but maybe with the Brady there, that they can actually get some free agents in there. I mean, Bulaga went to I think he went to the Chargers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 3 years, $30 million. 3 years, $30 million. Yeah.
So there's going to be people out there that they're going to need to try to get. And the Buccaneers defense, with the re-signing of Jason Pierre-Paul, which is why Nassib was available, because they re-signed Paul, they tagged Shaq Barrett. Okay. We'll see. I mean, like I said, can the Raiders trade Carr to the Bears? We'll see about that as well. But there's gonna be a market for him, and it's a matter of how much money is there and what the offer is. So it's possible.
Right. Well, we're going to see. I mean, it's been a crazy, wild St. Patty's Day, to say the least, and a little luck at the same time. But we're going to see what happens tomorrow at 4 o'clock when the dominoes continue to fall, shall we say.
Well, the luck of the Irish, Aaron Gobra, to you, my friend.
And the same to you as well, and to everyone in the Raider Nation. I will talk to you soon.
Hey, good hearing from you. Appreciate you calling in, Jared.
No problem. Talk to you soon.
All right. That's Jared from Pittsburgh. Jared calls every show. And like I said, if you don't know, you're gonna get 5 minutes on my show. If we get more callers, it's gonna be coming less. 626, how you doing, and who is this, please?
This is Gabe Ramirez.
Hey, Gabe, how you doing, brother?
Good on yourself. Just getting home from work, man, here in L.A., man, area.
Good. How's the traffic?
Man, actually, it's not that bad as a lot of it stated, right?
Right. I was going to say, has the coronavirus stay at home type of thing gone down to SoCal? Because I know that the San Francisco area is literally on lockdown.
Right. I know all of it are locked up, but here they're not. But I do tell you this: in my area, there's in the LA area, the suburbs, there's actually 3 surrounding cities that have tested it recently. So, actually, my work has been on pretty much on lockdown. My work. So, pretty much I had to go home early, right? But it's not a fun experience, but I'm lucky to not going to that route. But thankfully, it's all good.
Yeah, well, blessings to you, man. Hope everybody. I mean, I might be out of work for 2 weeks, depending upon what happens. So we'll see.
Right. No, definitely. No, I just want to bring it up. Couple points. One, as you all know, and I remember we were in a chat, and I believe I remember the whole Tom Brady saga. And it's funny because I said it before, where this is where a lot of people need to realize and understand. I get it. Raider Nation, and we all know that Tom Brady was not going to come to the Raiders. And so there was a whole saga of having, trading, getting rid of the whole car and Tom Brady drama. So to the point is, a lot of people were saying, sign Brady and then you get rid of Carr. It's just, thankfully that rumor has been shut down. And now that we just signed Mariota, right? But the question is to all of us and even yourself, what are your thoughts now? Do you think the Raiders should draft a quarterback?
Yes.
If so, which quarterback realistically do you think, or all of us think, that would fit into John Gruden's system?
Well, that depends, because we don't know all. I mean, I was looking at some of these sleepers that for like a later round quarterback.
Yes.
And I don't even know these guys' names, okay? But there are plenty of quarterbacks out there that are built, that can run, that can pass, and they're from smaller schools, okay? I was looking at their names, so we'll see. Now, somebody that is intriguing that might be there, and Don Webb said it, Jalen Hurts. Maybe maybe at the end of round 2, we'd have to move up to get him, or the 3rd round. Also, Shea Patterson out of Michigan would be a good pickup. Now, there's also another kid that's out of the same. I'm not sure if it's the same conference as Jordan Love, but it's the guy is a gunslinger who can run. It's all about the intangibles. Okay. So I really think that the Raiders are going to get a quarterback, and they're going to get him in a lower round. They're not going to waste, in my estimation. The earliest that they're going to draft a quarterback is late 2nd round, and that's if they trade up for him. And only because they have extra picks. That's the only reason why.
Right.
Excuse me.
And another question. This is the last one. There's this whole saga, and it came out on Pro Football Talk Sports, other different sources of sources. What are your thoughts? And correct me if I'm wrong. There's a trade block with teams are drawing interest in our offensive guard, Gabe Jackson.
Right.
What do you think? Do you think it's worth trading for? If so, what are the values? In our opinions, I know it's not our opinions, but what are your opinions on that?
Well, I like Gabe Jackson, but I don't like him at $10 million a year. I mean, Denzel Good was re-signed for a reason. I think at $2 million, if we went over the correct things here, that saves you $8 million if you get rid of Gabe Jackson. Now, in Gabe's defense, Gabe had 1.5 bad years, because the last 2 years he's been playing hurt. And I applaud the fact that he went out there and played as much as he can. I do applaud that. But I also think that with Good being in there, if you look at the monetary savings of trading Gabe Jackson for some picks, maybe you acquire that's maybe a 2 and a 4. And then you got because I think the Raiders don't have a 4th-round pick. If you get a 2nd round and a 4th round for Gabe Jackson, I think that means that you have a pick in every round. Will somebody go that for him? I definitely want a 2nd round pick for him. I definitely do.
Right, because I'm trying to see. I know there's other teams they haven't mentioned. I know Baltimore. Now that they lost one of their linemen, I forgot his name. Now he's retired, and now there's other teams that are expressing interest. That's something that I don't know. Who knows? Who knows if that's going to be realistic? But like I said, I trust on Mike Mayock's instincts, and like the old saying, I know it's funny, but and Mayock we trust.
Right, and I agree that, man. I agree with that. The reason why this team is going to get back into the playoffs is not because of the coach. It's because of the GM, Mike Mayock. I really firmly believe that.
Right. No, that's pretty much. And like I said, I'll just say this and I'll close it off. There's and mark my words. And I believe I said it in a chat on Facebook, and it's been a long time. And I say this again. There's something that Mike Mayock has in his sleeves that we may think that it's one thing to another, but it might be different. And there will be some moves and some selections where majority of us may like, right? But there's something that that he knows that we don't know, and it's gonna be something good this year.
Well, let me ask you a question, Gabe. Did you know anything about Crosby last year before we picked him?
You know what? To be honest with you, I followed college football, and I seen two games of him, but I didn't expect for him to be like a top star. What I did tell some people is I said, you know what? Maybe it was just a wishful thinking. I said, maybe the Raiders, because I was talking to my brothers and my friends before the mock, right, where the whole thing, and I was like, hey, maybe we should get this guy. And people were laughing. Some people were laughing. They were saying, well, I'm like, hey, I'm just saying he could be good. He's like, and I heard one comment. They told me, oh, he's going to be a camp body, that he was just going to be cut within training camp.
Yeah.
And I said, who knows? And
right.
so, but yeah.
Some camp body when he was the runner-up to Defensive Rookie of the Year. And actually, I think that he could have been the Defensive Rookie of the Year. And the fact
right.
that,
I agree. And you know one thing, and if you're listening on NFL Network and even on ESPN on draft day, even there is some I forgot which source was it, man. I gotta go back and look. But I remember they were laughing. They're not laughing, but they were like criticizing the Raiders when they selected Max Crosby. They thought it was just like, they were giving them a D grading for on selecting him. And all of a sudden, those same reporters are now, up to his level now.
Right. Like I said now, and I agree in the fact that you really can't grade a draft for at least. This ain't Ruben. This is Gabriel. Ed Winchell. Ruben, Ruben's a little bit more volatile. Gabriel's out there as well. And by the way, folks, Gabriel Ramirez, a good friend of mine from one of the Raider boards. The fact that you knew who Crosby was, props to you. I mean, I didn't know anything about him. And I am pretending I did. Now, I knew everything, or I should say I knew quite a lot about Hunter Renfrow. So,
right.
I mean, there are people that they picked up. The fact that we took Hunter Renfrow from the Pats was the coup de grace. We took him right out from under where he was going to be drafted because they were looking for somebody to be the new Julian Edelman.
Exactly, and that's one. And let's go back in 2000. In 2000, where it was the same, not a same reaction. It was similar reaction when. And I remember this day, and I follow him before football, and we all know it was our former kicker, legendary Janikowski. And I remember because I follow him before he played on the Florida.
Get it right, State. Florida State. I'm a Gator. Better
right, and I remember that, and and I have a feeling. To mark my words, I have a feeling it's repeating again. On Max Crosby is a different position player, but I have a feeling, and I'll say this again, that this season it's going to be, and I'll call this, and if I'm wrong, hey, I'll be the first one to admit it and say it right there on the show. But this year, Crosby is going to go to an elite player level if he continues this season.
I think
That's
so.
all.
I think so. Hey, Gabe, I appreciate the call, brother. You
Thank you.
put the word out, and let's get some more people in here. I'm glad you called in.
Anytime. Thank you for having me on your show.
All right. That was Gabriel
All right.
Ramirez. Oh, I'm sorry. I sometimes do that. Props to Gabe. Getting another eye migraine. At least the lights are on. Very tired, but I'm here. And again, well, there's no caller to knock out, so we'll do that. Now again, we're doing this show. It's going to be a two-parter. And again, thank you for calling, Gabriel. Always good to hear from you. You said reaction, and that's kind of like a curse word to me. That's funny. Line is open 813-699-0834. That's not on you, Gabriel. That's a personal joke. I don't like to use the term reaction on anything. I like to be proactive, not reactive. And for those that are saying that maybe we missed on Cleveland Farrell, okay, Homer, Homer came in first. Ed Winchell, you're gonna have to wait. Ed Winchell, you're gonna have to wait. Raider Homer, how you doing, brother? Good to hear you.
I'm doing well. How are you?
Other than my eye right now, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, put some sunglasses on, man. Does that help?
No.
You look cool too.
Man, well, it's the sunglasses ain't gonna. These glasses that they toned down where they're actually sunglasses. Well, you've seen them. The same glasses I wore when I was in Nashville with you, and also out there as well. Just when you get tired and you're looking. I've been looking at a computer screen all day, and then I do this.
Oh man!
And so it's.
Because you're dedicated to the Raider Nation. That's what's up, Cap. That's awesome.
Well, I appreciate that.
Hey, you know what? Mayock's on fire, right?
Yeah. And
look, right? You can tell that Marinelli is in the ear of Mayock, right? Because Marinelli, those are his guys, And I'm feeling pretty good. Like, this kind of like blows my whole theory that we should throw Isaiah Simmons out of the water, right? Because middle linebacker, I'm not going to try to pronounce his middle name. And then they got Corey Littleton. I was really excited to see that because even though he lacks in the run based on the report,
Homer,
we got to have him.
You're bouncing in and out. I apologize. I'm going to try to keep up with what you're saying. It's your phone.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's dropping in and out. I want to make sure that I hear everything. You're talking about Kwiatkowski, who is a fantastic pickup that we had from the Bears. He played a lot of time last year when Roquan Smith was actually hurt with the Bears. He's a thumper from West Virginia. He's been a good player for them. The fact that he was available was fantastic. There was reports that the Raiders were going to be going after Martinez, the Packer linebacker who played out of Stanford. But I liked the Kwiatkowski signing. That was our first signing, and that set the tables for a very good free agency to be. Now, I don't know who this cornerback is that people said that we signed. Do you know who that is?
The Mariota deal, I'm not too sure about that. I think the car haters are real happy. No offense. They're real happy. But, look, I'm looking at it like this. The numbers haven't come out yet. Of course, Carr could be on the trading block, right? We don't know. But at the same time, man, Mariota got beat out by Tannehill, and thing, right? Because quarterbacks have similar numbers, so it's not the instant upgrade. It's just, in my mind, the car haters they're happy Mariota will run more. I don't know that that's necessarily a good thing, but we'll see. I think what I'm hoping for is that this pisses Carr off. You know what I mean? And because look, you can't really cuss at Carr and yell and scream at him because he's just not that type of guy, right? So they had to find a way to reach him to light a fire under his ass. And what better way to do it but than to bring in a quarterback that was drafted in, I think they were in the same draft, right? And Mariota is rated higher than him.
1 year apart. 1 year apart.
Okay, close.
Yeah.
They were close. But at the same time, Mariota, I'm not sure, dude. You get beat out by Tannehill, I don't know. I'm not buying it yet. But hopefully Carr gets that fire lit under his ass,
Well, remember, Mariota's done something that Carr has not. He's actually brought a team to a playoff game.
That's misleading, Captain, because Derek Carr got us into the playoffs, all right? 7 fourth-quarter comeback in 2016 is what got us into the playoffs. And Khalil Mack sealed the deal on 2 of those games, but at the same time, he got outshined by Clowney in the playoffs.
But did Derek Carr play in a playoff game?
But that was the year they both got hurt, right?
Did Derek Carr play in a playoff game?
No, he hasn't.
There you go.
No.
That's my point.
But that's fine. You can say that. That's true. He does not have the playoff experience, but he can take us to the playoffs. I just say that's something that you really got to say. Yes, Derek Carr took us to the playoffs, but he didn't play in the playoffs. So maybe that Mariota has an edge on him there, but at the same time, look, why is Derek Carr successful in Gruden's offense, even though it's not what we want to see from Derek Carr, right? Because he grew up watching tape, right? So Gruden, he was successful with Brad Johnson, who had been in the league for forever,
right,
and Rich Gannon, who had been in the league for forever.
Right.
Mariota has not necessarily been in the league forever, the same amount of time, his call, or a year long or whatever, but is he that guy that grew up watching film like that? How much is he going to be able to catch on quickly? Derek Carr already has an edge on him. You know what I mean? And one theory I want to throw out there, and it's kind of crazy, but what if Gruden's trying to do a 2-quarterback system, right? Because, look, the other thing is now this competition, this QB competition, only has 3 preseason games. You know what I mean? So, you're going to have an extra game. What are you going to do? You don't get to see them compete as much only in camp. But, I mean, Derek Carr, as everybody likes to say, he's a camp warrior. So he's going to perform well in camp.
I like to talk. I mean, I love you, Homer, but you're not giving me any time to talk, brother. Okay?
Sorry, man.
And I know you're excitable, but, discourse is back and forth, okay? No worries. Derek Carr is a good quarterback for the Raiders, but is he Gruden's quarterback? That remains to be seen. And,
right.
And I'm not a Carr hater. I'm not a Carr hater. And by the same token, I'm not a Mariota lover, but I saw when Mariota was going to be laid by the wayside with Tannehill, okay, it wasn't all of Mariota's fault. He was going through, he had injuries, almost the same injury that Carr had around the same time. So he's been coming back from injuries. He's had a difference with offensive coordinators as well. It's taken him a while to do what he had to do. And so, he started out slow. The team, as it was, started out slow. And by the time that they shit-canned him, Tannehill had one of the best seasons of anybody in the league, okay, why he was comeback player of the year and why he had a big fat contract for the Titans, okay? I'm not saying that Mariota is going to beat out Carr, but you know what? It's not always what you see on the field. It's what happens in training camp. It's what happens in OTAs. It's a feeling. We already know what Derek Carr can do. We also know what he can't do, okay? And if I see Derek Carr throw another fucking grenade at the ground at somebody's feet on 3rd down and 4th down, I'm going to come right through the TV screen if I'm not at the game. Okay, and again, I like Derek Carr, but I am willing to see what we got with Mariota. Mariota is the new version of Rich Gannon. He can run.
No.
Wait a second. When he can be an effective quarterback, okay? Rich Gannon was an effective quarterback. Mariota is a Heisman Trophy winner, something that Derek Carr is not, okay? He's an effective quarterback who can run.
Just said, though, man, it sounds the same to me with Mariota and Derek Carr, right? He's coming back from injuries, and he's had to face coaching changes and offensive changes, and he couldn't catch up. Derek Carr caught up pretty quick. Yes, we went 4-12, dude, but y'all got to remember, right? There were a lot of those games that year, that we went into halftime with the lead and even into the fourth quarter with the lead. So, Gruden had us in position. Yes, we do need the spark, though. Could this provide the spark? But, man, I don't know, man. I mean, this, I think it might have been a mistake. I could be wrong. Though. But, I mean, honestly, if he does step in and take over, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
Because it's all about winning, right? I love Derek Carr. I'm a huge Derek Carr fan. But at the same time, I want to win. So however we got to win.
I tell you, I honestly, wait. Let's see. Up, yep. You got knocked the fuck out, Homer.
Yeah.
Hey, you take care, partner. Good talking to you.
All right.
Be well. That was Raider Homer. And we go right to Ed Winchell. Ed Winchell, how you doing? So we go right from the Carr supporter, the Homer man himself, right to Ed Winchell. Let me make sure I got the numbers off so you don't get knocked out. Homer, love you, but you got knocked the fuck out. Love it. And by the way, Homer, I really think that Marcus Mariota has a very, very good chance of taking over as the starter for the Raiders this year. I really do.
Homer, I love your show, by the way.
Yeah. And he wasn't saying anything bad, Homer, just that he was giving me props, and I appreciate that, Ed. How you doing?
Good, buddy. I'm not a Carr hater. Far from it. I'm a Raider wannabe winner. And in any sport, on any team, if there is a weak link that does not allow the team to gel into a championship form, there's got to be a change. There's got to be looked at. Now, I'll ask the audience very nicely, put everything aside. Just tell me, you love Carr, you think Carr's great. Just comment on Jay's comments. What has Carr done for you Carr lovers in the last 6 years to have you care so much about him? What has he done for the Raiders? Just write it down. Say it, because I don't think there'll be many people that can say, oh, he's great at this, he's great at that. They'll talk about 4,000 yards. That did not and does not compute to winning games. And I cannot understand what the guy has done to have such a following that people do not recognize his flaws. I can't think or fathom anybody leaving some intelligent comments about why Carr should continue to be our quarterback or what he has done for us to get such high praise from a lot of intelligent Raider Nation fans that I don't see.
Okay. To everybody out there, if you listen to what Ed was saying, he said, give the resume pop points for why Derek Carr is such an awesome guy. Okay. And I don't want to hear anything about, well, he's a great, religious, wonderful person. We're talking about on the field. On the field.
Between the lines.
Exactly.
Between the lines, he has done more to hurt us in many, many situations than he has to bring in W's. He flies through the air. He thinks he could run into the end zone with throwing the football in the end zone. It's just so many things. I cannot see where he gets this passion from most of the readers or listeners or audience in Raider Nation. So that's all. I'll tell you why all day long I feel the way I do, and I could back it up longer. But I just don't understand where he gets all this love from. That's all.
I mean,
I want the Raiders. I want the Raiders to win. Sure, 16 was an anomaly. I mean, I'm not that sold on Burrow. He's had one good year.
Yeah.
How many flash in the pans football players have had one good year, and the rest is just stunk. He had one good year. It was under Del Rio. He was under Rio for 3 years at that time in 16. He was at 2 years, 15 and 16. But I just don't see what he has done to us to allow everybody in their minds to think he's so great. It's mind-boggling to me.
Okay.
That's all.
And I got you. What I am going to do is, because we're coming up on what would be a hard break. Actually, we would be passing a hard break for shows. Everybody that's here, okay? Everybody that's here, stay on the YouTube. But I'm gonna do a break. Ed, I appreciate your call because you're right up on 5 minutes as well. Anything else you want to put out?
I think the Raiders are looking like a playoff team in 2020.
Okay.
In 2020. I really think so. That's just the way it is. I think that if they make one more change, and that is to get rid of Carr, we will be in the playoffs next year. With them, I think it's 6-10.
Wow.
6-10.
6-10.
That's my feeling.
Okay, those are strong words. I appreciate you throwing that out there. And
Sure.
Ed will at least, he'll say whether he was right or wrong. He won't shy away from what people have said.
That's right.
Ed. Okay. Folks, I'm going on a break. For those that were ready to call, I saw Raider Junkies was going to be calling. Stay here on YouTube. I'm going to cut this broadcast. We're going to have part 2. This portion of the broadcast will be shown on the Raider Junkies YouTube channel. The second half will be on my channel. So stay here. Stay here. Don't go away. I'm going to pause the broadcast. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the second portion of Ask Captain Jack Free Agent Friends Day on St. Patty's Day. So y'all take care. I'm going to say goodbye to Ed now. You take care. And we're going to stop the broadcast. And again, stay here. Be here on YouTube. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be doing part 2 of tonight's show.